It's a hot day here in the village, but believe me, things are just heating up. Because the deals don't get any hotter than this Honeywell space heater for only $15. Oh yeah, and if you think that's hot, they also have this Panasonic heat-resistant polycarbonate body car portable CD player. If this was the mid-90s and you had one of these, you'd be hot stuff. This CD player is in great condition, comes with a case that has plenty of room for all your David Lee Roth albums. That's some good summertime driving tunes right there. It would be nice to have some little video screens in the car too for the kids. Unfortunately, I can't get them out of this case to take a look at them, so I guess, sorry kids. No TV time during this road trip. Hey, pipe down back there. I'll turn this car around so fast it'll make your head spin. I'm sorry, what was I saying? Oh yeah, here's a couple floor speakers that definitely wouldn't fit in my tiny car, but I always wanted some huge speakers like this. But, alright, I'm trying to check out the condition of these speakers, but they obviously don't want people to take a peek at them. Who the hell made these things anyways? Name must be on the back. Huh. $25 for a couple mystery speakers. Well, someone did buy them eventually, so they must have got a good look at them. Maybe they realized they were supposed to lift the front off at an upward angle to remove the grill so you could actually see what's lurking underneath. Here's a pair of Sony On-Ear IR headphones. I'd say that this is really cool and, something worth getting, and, maybe they are, but I had a pair of Sony infrared over-ear headphones that I bought around 2009, and they were awful. Terrible signal, everything interfered with them. If someone on the other side of the apartment building was using their microwave, all I could hear was static. But hey, I'm still impressed that they kept the headphones with the receiver and didn't try to, sell them separately, or, what the hell are all these things? There's a lot of them, whatever they are, and they don't seem very interesting. They're nothing like this Fusion MS3780 point-of-sale USB barcode scanner. I have absolutely no use for this whatsoever, but I am angry at myself for not buying it. It's USB too. I could have found the driver for it online, get some POS software, scan some barcodes around the house. Or hell, I could even take my laptop with me and go scan some barcodes at the grocery store and, well, I guess a lot of those places have those terminals around the store where you can scan barcodes to check prices, but I don't have one at home and I hate that. I wonder if you set up a few mirrors to bounce the laser around, if you could scan the barcode that's on this barcode scanner. I wonder what it would say. See, then that's just a question I fear will never be answered. $4 too. It was foolish and irresponsible to leave this behind. Here's a Philips Philishave C242 trimmer for only $4. Why is the price so low, you ask? Well, that's because everybody knows that this thing has definitely been all over some fella's balls. And possibly his taint, too. And you know what? Maybe even his butthole. Hey, not judging, just saying. And I apologize for sounding crude, but hey, this show is all about enlightening people to the realities of thrifting. And you should never buy a thrift store beard trimmer unless you have no problem with rubbing a stranger's ball grease all over your face. Check out these crazy green shades. I had no idea what the hell these were for. They say NVG. What's that stand for? Not very good? I looked into it and it's fake night vision for kids. It might have made a cool prop for some goofy video, but I left them behind because I've got enough goofy stuff already. But I'll never have enough short HDMI cables. And would you look at that? It's a Monster brand cable. Normally I don't buy these because, they're so expensive compared to every other HDMI cable on the market, but this one is definitely worth $4. And I need more short cables like this too, so believe it or not, this was actually a very exciting moment for me. That's kind of sad, but Here's some car seat warmers. Geez, I wish I noticed these earlier before I burned through all those heat-related temperature jokes. But I had to put a cap on them. What kind of cap? I'll give you a hint. Look, if you think hearing these jokes is exhausting, you should try coming up with them. But yeah, those are some generic-looking hubcaps. We live in pothole country, so those sold quickly. Same goes for these two big-ass car stereos. I like the one on the right, although it looks funny to see that design without a big old utility van or pickup truck wrapped around it. And since we're on the topic of big, get a load of this glue gun, hot damn. It's a Bostik 260, and it looks like there's even a part of a glue stick left in the chamber. That's some good value for your money. It's always good to have a glue gun laying around the house. They're good for more than just crafting. Here's an RF cable that's $4 more than it's worth. So thankful I almost never have to touch these anymore. But look at this. It's an APC Performance Surge Arrest with 11 outlets, as well as protection for the aforementioned RF cable and RJ11 phone and modem cables, which, whatever. But with 11 outlets, I was really tempted to buy this, and I honestly have no idea why I didn't. This is actually one of those things that I regret not buying the most. If all of those outlets worked, that would be one hell of a deal, and something I would have used every single day. But I probably passed on it so I could put that money towards video games that I'll play once or twice in the span of a year. I tell ya, the stuff that seems boring usually usually ends up being the most useful, and the flashy, exciting stuff usually ends up collecting dust. I did end up carrying it around the village before deciding to put it back, as you can see here in this clip, where I came across a little Melissa and Doug toy piano that's in need of a serious tuning. They wanted $30 for this thing. Well, I guess it would be worth that if your kid is a huge fan of the show that I've never heard of before, or, maybe loves terrible sounding toy pianos. I ended up poking around the assorted electronics section again, and I noticed that someone stashed an Acer Aspire 1 netbook up here behind the DVD players. That's usually a pretty good sign. If it's worth hiding, then it's probably worth buying. They want $15, which might be worth it, depending on what it's got for specs. Okay, well, it could definitely be worse. The Intel Atom processor is pretty limited, but it has a gig of RAM and a 160 gig hard drive, so it actually might be pretty cool for emulating old 8 and 16-bit video games. Let's see if it has any juice left in the battery. And of course the power supply is nowhere to be found. Here's a blast from the past, the Nokia 3120 from 2004. If this worked and came with a charger, I'd say it's worth more than $4 if you had this phone back in the day and played a lot of Snake EX2 and Beach Rally while waiting in line at Blockbuster or Zellers. Ooh, sweet, check this out, it's an AV grabber. Sounds kind of aggressive. I prefer a gentle approach when it comes to capturing any audio and video, but I don't currently have anything for capturing S-video, and I have a VCR with S-video, so now I can finally get the wheels rolling on my million-dollar idea. I'm going to mine commercials. It's like crypto mining, only it's when you buy a large lot of used VHS tapes on eBay and go through all of them for TV recordings that include old commercials, because old commercial compilations get a ton of views on YouTube, and I assume that they get ad revenue, which means that they play sponsored advertisements during the commercial compilations. And when they come on, I am suddenly impatient and I want to skip through the ads fast so I can get back to watching old commercials. Here's a 5x7 area rug that looks to be in very good condition. $45. I had to look up rug prices, and it turns out that that's a pretty great price if you like this design. Unless it lights up like a camera flash when you hit it with a blacklight, but I can tell you that I did not detect the faintest smell of any dog or cat urine. I like to think that this rug is now keeping a drum set from sliding around all over the place. I think that's the most interesting life for a carpet. Wow, I just realized how many carpets have a more interesting life than me, going on tour with bands and stuff. So to cheer myself up, I was checking out these sad-looking Swiffer sweepers, then I noticed this giant vacuum cleaner that kinda looks like Robbie the Robot, so it already has that over me. It's a Hoover wind tunnel with a 12-amp motor for an incredible Hoover cleaning performance of 27.0. That last part sounds like complete gibberish and means absolutely nothing to me, but it's bagless. Although I do see a HEPA logo, and that usually means dishing out for hard-to-find filters that need replacing all the time. But, it's only $30, and I still only see Robbie the Robot, so I still kind of want to buy it. This NBA scoreboard here in the kids' toy section didn't flicker like that in person, kind of freaking me out though, that it's just randomly counting down like a time bomb. Oh well, I'd rather check out this VTech Talking WizKid Learning laptop computer from 1986. Depending on the price, this would have been amazing for circuit bending, which I haven't actually tried yet, so I wouldn't want to start with this, but I'm sure not buying this will someday end up being a very big regret. Here's some lightsabers that I didn't want to touch because it looked kind of gross, but I was in luck because they had this cool looking robot hand thing. And I know what you're thinking, but unfortunately you can't use it to give people the middle finger. It's all or nothing. But you can use it to pick up a lightsaber. Okay, maybe not, but it is strong enough to pick up this plastic sword. Can't really swing it very well, but you can do some poking. You can poke some people with it, and I just realized that those people in the background can see me. I'm a grown man in the kids section playing with toys. It's immature, and I should probably be embarrassed more often. I should also probably try and figure out what the hell this is. A ray gun from a Disney movie or something? It must be, because they want $6 for it, and it's not even a Nerf gun. The front looks like a friggin' shower head. $6 is just way too much for... Wait, did that just... Oh, okay, I didn't know it could... Oh, wow. I was wrong because this thing is f***ing awesome. Oh, looks like we're about to find out what happens when the scoreboard gets to 0. I hope it doesn't blow up because... Oh, Jesus, it's so loud! Ah, get me out of here! I would like to take this opportunity to apologize to the little old lady that I knocked over while trying to get away from all that commotion, but I'm sure she'd understand. If I hung around long enough to explain myself or help her up off the floor, but hey, it's risky business sometimes when you're thrifting here in the Village of Values.